Paulo. He started telling me like the same thing again. You can be somebody. You don't need to go back to the streets. You don't need to use drugs. You can go to school, you can go to college. You got a dream, my man. He was telling me, and he was speaking all the slangs, and I was like, this guy is different. And he was speaking slangs. I was like, yeah, that's one of mine, you know? So I understood his message. I understood what he was saying to me. And I was 14 years old, I started dreaming. In this organization, most people were foreigners. So I started dreaming about learning English and Spanish. So I started learning English and Spanish. And I was like, when I'm going to be 16 years old, I'm going to go to high school in the U.S. When I'm going to be older, I want to go to high school in the U.S. You know? And I started learning English. Every foreigner that used to come to those organizations, I used to go everywhere they went, I would go, hey, what's this? What's this? What's that? And that's how I learned English. I just started asking them questions, and they would sit down with me, they would teach me English. What I didn't tell you is though, when I came the first week to this shelter, I wanted to go back to the streets. But there was one girl, she was volunteer. She was blonde. Her name was Hannah. She was from England. She was just here. You know, she had that swagger. She was just like, yeah. And every time when I wanted to go back to the streets, every time when I wanted to run away, go back to the streets and do, you know, whatever you do in the streets, live your crazy life, you know, everybody tried to hold me, and I was like, no, I don't want to stay here, let me go, I want to go back to the streets. And she would just come to me and say, Sidney, me talk to you. And I just fell in love with this girl, man. She became my angel. And in this book right here, I call her my angel, all right? I didn't listen to nobody, but she came with her long, blonde hair, and she used to come in, just hide right here. She made a difference in my life. That's why I call her my angel. And she was older, right? And I was just a little kid, and I just fell in love with her. And she was just great. She spoke almost no Portuguese. She's like, sit down. You sit down. And I said, yeah, me sit down. And she's like, you put your head here. I was like, yeah, put my head there. Yeah, all right. And I would just put my head there, and she would just like start singing English songs. I understood nothing, but she would just start singing. Sing some crazy songs like, and she would just sing, and I was like, I would just feel peace, you know? And I was like, I'm just in love with this girl. But listen, when I stayed in the shelter about 2 weeks after she left. And in my book, I tell you this, that she left, and we have no records of her. And even if you look in the system of this organization, they look and say like, she's not here. What happened? I was like, no, I want to, because now I want to, you know, I'm married. I'm not looking for her for that reason, but I want to see her so I can thank her because she made a difference in my life. You know, I was looking at her with the wrong motive, but she was looking at me because she saw potential in me. All right? I want to say thank you to her, but I don't know what she is. Okay? I started learning English and Spanish, and when I was 16 years old, a miracle happened. Someone came from the U.S. to Brazil, and in this shelter, and she looked at me like, you speak very good English. I said, thank you. And she's like, you're going to the U.S. And I was like, yeah, that's my dream. Going to the U.S. She's like, yeah, I'm going to get you to the U.S. I was like, yeah, that's what I love you. I love you. 16 years old, she went back to the U.S. She started telling a lot of friends, and she found out there was a business guy who was going to the Middle East. He had a lot of money, and he wanted to help three teenagers from third world countries to come to the U.S. and study in American school, in the high school. 3. I was one of them that he wanted to help. Okay? He wanted to help, and he helped me to be in the U.S. for 1 year. He gave me everything. There was a family that I stayed with. He gave me $150 to spend per month. That was a lot of money for me. He was just awesome. I had never met this man. If you read the book, never met this man. Don't even know who he is. He just went for 1 year in high school. Crazy stories I tell in high school here. I remember one of the crazy stories. I was in ESL. I was learning English in one of the classes. There was a bunch of people from Russia, a bunch of people from a lot of different places, Middle East. And I was learning English. Suddenly I see a white thing coming down from heaven. And I started looking out and I said, wait, is that snow? Is that snow? And the teacher said, that's a snow. I asked her, can I go outside? Can I see how the snow is like? And I lived in Michigan, all right? Michigan, the north of the U.S. So, and it's like, go. And I just went out. And in the US, most of schools are like this, right? And you can see almost everything outside. And most people like, they were in the class, but they were just looking like, do you know what I did? I played soccer, all right? And I played soccer for the high school in the US. So they call me the Brazilian guy. So in the US, hey, what's up, Brazilian guy? And yeah, and I love soccer. I grew up playing soccer barefooted all the time, so I'm kind of, I'd say, good, right? So I love soccer, and I was just there, and you know what I did? I just came running, and boom, just fell on the ground. And I was like, yeah, snow. And I had an awesome idea. After I tried to make a snowman, didn't know how to make a snowman, you know? And I was like, I'm gonna make a snowball, and I'm gonna take to Brazil. So I made a snowball and put it in my pocket, and everyone was like, and I was like, this is for my mom. I'm gonna take to my mom and tell her that I saw snow. I didn't know nothing. I grew up in Brazil. I don't know what snow is, right? So I put the snow here, and I started walking. Suddenly I started seeing some water coming out, and the people, they were just laughing. In the cafeteria at lunchtime, they were like, hey, I saw Brazilian boy, I saw what you did. I was like, yeah, it didn't work, huh? And they were just making fun of me. It was awesome. Some crazy thing. I didn't know no English no good, right? I spoke no English no good. Until today, my first language is Portuguese, right? And in a lot of friends, I was just popular. I knew a lot of people, and they just like Brazilian boy, and I just loved all the crazy things about the cheerleaders, the school bus, the yellow bus. The first day I got in the yellow bus, I was just like, yeah, this is a dream. I used to see that all in the movies, you know. I sat there, and I was just like, yeah. It looked like a limousine. I did the whole thing. I did Sadie's, I did Homecoming. It was just awesome. The US, I loved it. I stayed there for 1 year, and then after that, I came back for 3 more years to go to school in the US, right? So how to learn how to work with poor people. You know, basically, I was trained in the US to work with communities around the world. So I spent about 4 years in the US. When I was in the US, I learned a lot of things about me. I learned how to dream. I learned that I had something to give back. A lot of people invest in my life, and now I thought, it's my time to invest back in different nations. Not just in Brazil, but I want to help street kids around the world. I want to help child soldiers. I've been to Uganda, Sudan, where there are children that are like 11, 12 years old, and they were child soldiers, and they tell you I have a headache because I'm not killing no more. The first time I heard that, I was like, hold on, you know? So I love helping those people. And there is a lot of young girls that are in prostitution. If you go to Asia, I've been to Asia, there is a lot of girls in India, Pakistan, in Thailand, in Indonesia, young girls 7 to 8 years old in prostitution. So I had a dream. I'm going to help all these people. I'm going to help these people to be somebody, because someday, one day, someone helped me. I've been over 20 nations now, and my dad just died 2 months ago. He died with cirrhosis. So cirrhosis, like, you get a big belly like this. They call it, I don't know, water belly. I don't know. And the tube had, I just prayed. He died just 2 months ago because of alcohol. I went to my family when he died. I went to see my mom, and I went to see him. It was really sad to see that he ended his life the way that he almost started when he was a teenager. And I said all that to say to you, someone believed in me. Someone went to the streets because of me. And you guys are doing this CIP thing. If I tell you the story of my wife, she grew up in Mozambique, Africa. And I went to Mozambique to ask her to marry me. I was in the US, and I remember when we were friends, she told me, my future husband gotta ask me to marry me. Something like that. They asked me to marry me in Africa. And I remember that. And I fell in love with her. So I asked one of my mentors, I said, can I go to Africa to ask him to marry me? Her name is Eli Huama. It means the favor of the Lord is upon me. Alright? And I told my mentor, I gotta go to Africa. I talked to her parents, she didn't know. In her birthday, I just show up in Africa. Got in my knees and asked her to marry me. So she's my wife, Eli Huama. We work in Brazil now. We have about 150 kids that live with us in the shelter, and we have about 160 of them that come during the day, and then they go back home. So we have about 300 kids. And we also have another place in Vitória, Cariacica, Espírito Santo. And I just came back from Colombia also. So God allows me to travel a lot just to tell my story. And I'm here to tell you guys, the same thing that happened to me. Today I have hope, I have a family, I have a future. And all of that because someone helped me. You guys are going to help a lot of people. I believe you guys. It doesn't matter if your teachers doesn't believe you guys. If you yourself don't believe in you, I believe you can do great things. You can try just to have fun in life. You know, just to have fun. I don't want to help nobody. But one day, you're going to look back and say, man, I missed a great opportunity to help someone. So I encourage you. I encourage you to go to the CIP place that you guys are going to go. I don't know where you guys are going to go. Everywhere you go, through a smile, through an action of yours, through an embrace, through something that you bring, through everything you do, you will help someone. You will change someone's life. You can make a difference. Hey, don't think you're too small. Don't think you ain't smart. Don't think you can't help someone. You can help someone. I believe in you. You gotta believe in yourself. Alright? God bless you guys. Until next time, that's what's up. Life is all about helping people, right? Is that alright? I only brought 45 books. 45 only. I have hundreds, but I didn't bring them because I thought, maybe they don't like to read. Maybe they don't want to read, you know. So I thought, maybe 45 they will buy. So I only brought 45. Don't fight, all right? Only those people are 45 books only. And I think you guys can just take that, and you guys can do like 20 hands, $10. That's it. And this book will make you cry. It will make you mad. Your parents will look at you. You're going to be like hitting the wall, and it's like, man, I can't believe this. The world, this is how the world is. It's like, yeah. But after, in the end, you're gonna read a crazy story. It's a beautiful, romantic story. It's called My African Princess. Right? I have that one in English. If you buy the book in English, I don't have that chapter in English. The book is also in English. If you go to rescuetotell.com, you can buy it in English, alright? In Portuguese, you can get it today. 20 hands only. If you didn't bring your book, if you didn't bring your wallet or money, whatever, you can ask Mrs. Moore, and then she will ask me for more books, and then she will give it to you guys, alright? God bless you guys.